question is, what is the correlation between bonds and currencies? So the best way to explain this is to look at a real example, okay? So this here in my hand is a World War II savings bond that was issued by the United States government to help pay for World War II. Okay, and if you look at the back, this will probably be hard for you to see unless you take a screen print, you can see here the schedule of the repayments. Okay, so this is a $25 bond. And if I look on the back here, my eyesight's getting bad. I have to do what my dad does with his iPhone. So if you bought this, it would be worth $18. You'd buy it for $18.75. If you held this for a year, then the government would buy it from you for $19.12. If you held it for 2 years, $20. 3 years, $21. Eventually, all the way up to 10 years maturity, $25. And so, if you bought this for $18.75 for the United States government, they would give you $25 in about 10 years. And that's not very big, but it's a very patriotic thing also to buy these things. And so, I'm going to explain now how these things work and how currency works and why they're tied together. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pretend that I'm the United States government and you are a United States citizen, or anybody in the world, doesn't matter, okay? So I'm going to sell this to you, okay? You're going to buy a bunch of these from me, okay? And you're going to buy $100 worth, okay? This is fake money, okay? This is, $100 worth. And so I'm going to take your money and I'm going to give you this, okay? So you bought $100 worth of this bond. And what I'm going to do is eventually you can sell it back to me, okay? And I'll buy it back for you and give you your money back and more, okay? But I have your money now. You bought this. And pretend that everybody in this webcast did the same thing. You all bought this bond from me. I'm the American government, okay? It's 1945. We're funding World War II. So you all gave me money, okay? Thank you. You all gave me tons and tons and tons of money. I have lots of fake money here, every type of money. You all gave me tons of money, okay? Thank you. I'm gonna take that money and use some of it to buy, tanks or whatever it is, airplanes, subs for World War II. But I'm also gonna take a bunch of that money and take it out of circulation, okay? That money's gone. Okay, so we'll come back to this in a second. Money's falling all over the place here. It's all right. Okay, so we're going to come back to this money in a second, okay? If you go to the grocery store and you see that avocados are usually $1 each, and now for some reason avocados are $4 each, which is crazy. It happens sometimes here. It's nutty. And you say, that's crazy. And where's the store manager? And you find the store manager and you talk to her or him and you say, dude, what's up with avocados? They were $1 last week. Why are they $4 now? And the manager tells you, oh yeah, there's been a big shortage of avocados that we import from Mexico or wherever. And as a result of the shortage, the supply's down a lot, right? And so it's more expensive for us to buy avocados and it's more expensive to sell them as well because supply went down. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. All right, that makes sense. The store manager is the Federal Reserve chairperson, okay? The person in America in charge of setting the value of money. The Federal Reserve took all this out of supply, okay? So there's less money out there, kind of like there's fewer avocados. And that means that the price of money goes up, okay? Which means that interest rates go up, right? There's less money out there, interest rates are higher, okay? That's what happened. Okay, that's what happened. That's a relationship between money and bonds. Okay, now, let's say all of you say, you know what, I want my money back. So what I do is I'm like, okay, fine. I buy this, I'm the government, you're consumers, okay? I buy this government bond back from you and I give you this money, okay? This fake money here is now in the market, okay? Kind of like if there's more avocados, the price of avocado goes down. So now the price of money goes down, meaning interest rates go down, okay? And this is exactly how governments change their interest rates. And a little side note here, but I think that cryptocurrencies is the biggest threat to national security for a lot of countries. Because if you think about it, if hypothetically speaking, we all start buying only cryptocurrencies and not our own currency, then demand for our own currency goes down and governments can't issue bonds to fund their governments, for building bridges, not walls, or for that sort of thing, or declaring war like World War II, that sort of thing. So that's why cryptocurrencies are a big threat to national security. Now, the problem is, and so we're done talking about bonds now. The problem is, though, that countries have control over how much of this paper stuff they can print. And that's really unfair. Again, this is fake. It's really unfair because you and I work so hard for our money, and the government can just create a lot more of the supply and make the value of our money go down. That's not fair. That's not fair. I agree. That's why I think that keeping your money in cash when interest rates are low is the worst investment you can make. Put it into stocks, bonds, or real estate, or the other stuff I teach about in my courses. And in 2008, it got crazy. 2008 was a very scary time. We were within 24 hours of bank machines not working. And so what happened was a lot of countries said, "Oh my God, how are we going to get out of this problem?" It was global, right? And it really hit Zimbabwe hard. And this is a tragic story, but Zimbabwe kept printing more and more of their currency to the extent that, and this here is literally $10 billion, okay? Zimbabwe dollars. Autofocus working? Still focusing on my head, that's why. There we go, good. And this here is $10 trillion. I feel like I'm doing a dab here. Yeah, there we go, focus, okay? And you can get these on eBay for not very much, like maybe $1 each or whatever. The reason, what happened was there was inflation of 98% every single day at one point. So the value of your Zimbabwe dollars would go down, by a heck of a lot every single day. And so that's one of the reasons why cryptocurrencies exist. If you take my course, the complete cryptocurrency course, I'll explain exactly why this date here is relevant and why this is the first notable message, so to speak, sent using blockchain from apparently the founder, we don't know for sure, Satoshi, to his or her or their buddies, Hal. So anyway, that summarizes how bonds work and how currencies work. And the last thing I'll say about this is every country has usually a different name for the person in charge of changing interest rates. In the United States, it's called the Federal Reserve. And then in other countries, it's usually called the Bank of whatever. In Canada, it's the Bank of Canada. In England, it's the Bank of England. In the rest of Europe, it's called the European Central Bank, or the ECB. In Japan, it's called the MOF, the Minister of Finance. If you have any additional questions on that, meaning the relationship between bonds and currency and the reason why cryptocurrencies are relevant, please let me know. Thanks.